So my script starts out with me meeting Nathan. He says, "My name's Nathan. I don't know how you guys can help me in my situation." And so I just say, "Hello, Nathan. My name is Destiny, your social worker. I'm going to work with you to help you fix your situation, and together we can find a solution for you." I would give him eye contact and smile reassuringly. I wouldn't give him a handshake or anything just because I don't know what his boundaries are or what he prefers. Um, but I did want to make sure that I said that together we could find a solution. That way he wouldn't feel alone, since he's already talked about how he's lost a lot of his friends and how he's in a homeless shelter now. So I wanted him to know that he had support. Um, After that, he says, "I got the information for your services here the other night when I stayed in the shelter. I've been homeless for about the past month, living in my car. Things have just been rough lately." And so I would say, "I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm glad you found our services, and how can I help you?" That way he can give me more information, and I'm not just assuming what he needs. And he goes on to say, "About 2 years ago, I got my master's in engineering, and the company that I did my internship with offered me a position with them after my graduation, and that was great. It was a small company, but it was a good job. I was happy to have it." And so then I would say, that sounds like a great opportunity to have, especially coming right out of college. I didn't really want to go into asking him questions yet, just because I wanted him to be comfortable with me and just have me speak and not try to get right down to, like, not trying to rush to his problem, and just see if he wanted to talk a little bit. And I would just continue to make eye contact so that he would know that I'm engaged in the conversation that we're having. And he says, apparently they've messed something up with one of their contracts on one of the bigger jobs they had, and there was a lawsuit and things like that. And eventually the company just closed down and took my job with it. I said again that I was so sorry to hear that had happened. Asked him, did they ever reach back out to him or refer him to any other jobs? I know he states later that he has been looking for other jobs, but he either didn't meet the requirements. But I was just with asking him the questions, did they ever reach back out to you or refer you to any jobs, was just trying to keep the conversation going and see what he would say after that. After that, he said, "Yeah, after that, I was just kind of, left in the air. I didn't really have anywhere to turn. I started looking for other jobs in my field in engineering, but, there's just nothing to find. If you don't find one, it's like if you find one, it's like they tell you they want 5 to 10 years of experience, but how are you supposed to get that if they don't give you a job in the first place? It just doesn't, man, And then I would say, I understand it can be really hard to find a job, especially with all the requirements they want you to have, and just continue to give him eye contact and show him that I'm listening." He went on to say, "Since then, it's just been minimum wage job after minimum wage job, sometimes 2 and 3 at a time, just whatever it takes to keep my head above water. It takes a lot out of me. It's kind of demeaning. That's why I went to school in the first place. It is to get out of these kinds of positions and not to have to be here. It just doesn't seem like there's any relief in sight." And so then I wanted to reassure him that we would help him to find any job that pertains to his degree. That way he wouldn't have to continue to go from minimum wage job to minimum wage job. He said that he then went on to state that he didn't have any family, and he also was losing friends because he was homeless. And so I let him know that we have services here that you can rely on. You can also come and speak to anyone here if you feel a need to. So I want him to know that he can always come speak with me, but in the case that he can't, I want him to feel comfortable to know that he can still come here at any time and speak to anyone if he feels comfortable to do so. If not, he can always come and speak with me. He then goes to talk about how people have mentioned to him public assistance and things like that, but that's not him. And so he also thinks that maybe something was wrong with him because this situation was happening to him. So I just said, let me reassure you, I don't believe anything is wrong with you. You've just had some hard circumstances arise. This could have happened to anyone. If you would like to go on public assistance, I can help you with the paperwork, but if not, that is also fine. I can help you with sending your resume out to potential employers as long as you can make the interviews. Our services here will help you. Our services here will work with you to help you find a new employer. And I would just continue to reassure him that our services are here to help. So I think it's really important to let him know that nothing is wrong with him, because a lot of times when people go through circumstances, they take their circumstances and put it on them personally, when sometimes they're just circumstances that happen. And so I believe if they can believe better things about themselves, then they can have a more positive attitude and not they're still going to be upset about their situation, but I feel like they can be a little bit more positive about it and not be so upset about it. And so I really wanted him to know that it's not him, it's just things that happen.